Wednesday in November. You know, I feel like talking all the time, and then I don't for weeks. I don't say anything because I don't know. Life is a series of dodges, isn't it? You know, I'm 53 now. I've often said I've been going through the menopause. It seems like an excuse that everybody's making, especially women, of course. Only women. We're going through the menopause, that's why we're acting so bitchy, you know. But honestly speaking, it has been the last 3 years of my life has actually been the worst 3 years of my entire life. Even though when I was younger, I was kind of dragged up in many ways and things weren't great, but I really have messed up a lot of stuff the last 3 years particularly. But anyway, today's video, if it's going to have a label, I don't know, I'll think of the label afterwards, but you know what? It's about universal credit for me. Universal credit. I mean, okay, so me and my other half, although we're going through a separation at the moment, for years were, you know, because we had 6 children, we always, not always, in the beginning we didn't need help, but at some point we needed help from the government, so they helped us with some topping up some of our rent, okay? And that was really helpful, of course. That's why you can't always knock this country, even though I constantly do knock this country for many other reasons. Like, I don't know, it's a sinking ship as far as I'm concerned. It's done. There's no great in Great Britain anymore. But anyway, so now obviously it's all changed to universal credit, and they kept giving these threatening sort of letters like, we're not threatening, but you know, you're changing over to universal credit. If you don't make the change soon, you're not going to get any help, blah blah blah. And eventually we did that. Can't remember when, earlier on in the year. And it's just it's been a bit it's so controlling, obviously, because if the government are giving you money, they want to know everything and they want to know it now. And it's even worse in a way now, because you get these constant messages saying you know check the message in your journal, you know, and if you don't, you know, basically if you don't comply with this, that or the other, that, you know, you could have sanctions. What a word, sanctions. So I get like slight PTSD now every time I get a message, because I'm like, what sanctions am I going to get if I don't actually say I've been looking for work, and how am I going to afford to live? You know, it's really, you know, this is what I'm saying. I mean, some people might come on and say, well, that's your problem, you never did well enough in life, and so now that's your business, you know. And I get that, fine, but it's not been easy. I tell you, life, you know, you start off looking through rose-coloured glasses, don't you, when you're young, thinking, yeah, this world is going to be slightly exciting and so many adventures to come. And then guess what? It's just life. It's not easy, right? Especially if you haven't had a good start, and especially if you're not educated, and especially if you don't come from money, and or you haven't been educated enough to find ways of getting money to make your life better. Because as we all know, in the UK and many other places, the minute you step outside your front door, money's going, you know, and it's not cheap. Anyway, universal credit, back to the point. I had to go to universal credit recently because I had to go to the office to speak to somebody, because I'd had like a lower payment and I wasn't understanding it. And when you phone up, nobody can really tell you anything. That's the other problem. At least when it was a bit of housing benefit help, you could actually phone the council and they could explain it quite well. But now universal credit, they all pass the buck. So this is kind of what happened. On the phone, they told me one thing, to do something like this. And when I went in branch, they said, oh no, that's not how you do it. They don't know what they're talking about. So the people in branch said, the person in the branch said, the people on the phone lines don't know what they're talking about, so don't listen to them. And the people on the phone lines just recently said, no, you listen to what we say, not what they say in branch. So when I went to the branch, the lady who said, I think she'd been working there 16 years and she knows what she's talking about, which is why I actually chose her to speak to, thinking that she's the authority on things, so she should get it. Oh, I don't know. I can't even... She basically was so hard on me and spoke to me. I'm 53, I've got 6 children, 3 grandchildren, and she spoke to me like I was a piece of trash. And again, if you take money from the government and you need their help, so be it. It's like my dad dying in hospital, you know, on the NHS. I mean, he died like a little bit like a dog, to be honest with you. The way they were treating him, it wasn't good at all. So again, you know, yes, it's good. It's better than, I suppose, in a third world country where you won't get great care. But unless you're in a road traffic accident in the UK where they're brilliant on emergencies, then don't hold your breath, you know. Anyway, so I'm sitting in the Universal Credit Office and I'm asking for help. And before you know it, the woman starts talking to me like I'm trying to be dodgy, like I'm trying to get one up on the system or something, you know. And she just basically spoke to me like I was something on the bottom of her shoe. And at this point in life, you know, I really do feel low sometimes. I feel like, you know, very emotional. You know, I can cry very easily. I do a lot, you know. And so you go there for so-called help or for an explanation as to why something has been cut. And I'm not one of those people, you know, because I remember growing up, you'd hear about these people that just bang their fists on the benefits places going, oh, I want my gyro, in the old days. Where's me gyro? Where's me money? Like as if, you know, you're owed it, you know. No, I'm not one of those people. I'm just literally, I'm in a very difficult position at the moment in life, struggling financially. Yes, I have been to away a couple of times, but with a lot of help. And I've had to take those times because, I don't know, where's my sanity otherwise at this point? So, yeah, I don't know, I'm sitting there and not only is she talking to me like trash, but she's talking to me quite loudly so that, in a sense, everybody else can hear. So you've got her colleagues that can hear the way she's talking to me, and you can hear, obviously, and other people who are waiting to be seen can hear. So now I'm totally being patronised, spoken to like a child, spoken to like I'm scum of the earth because I need the help of Universal Credit. So I don't know, I haven't got a lot to say on it. I could go off and off and off on it, but it really, talk about PTSD, it's actually given me a nervous disposition the last couple of weeks, because I keep looking back on it and thinking about what I should have said and what I could have said, and why did I let a lady speak to me like that, when, you know, like in these places they always say, sorry, we don't take abuse, we will not tolerate abuse from the public or whatever. And I'm thinking, you say that on your posters, but you give out abuse to people, to human beings every day. Why? I mean, it just shows why those kind of people are hired into those kind of jobs, because I don't know, they're like another, sorry, there's something wrong with my car, it keeps making this noise, so I can't even afford to fix it. You know, they are a special kind of breed of people to do jobs like that, right? It should be kind, nice people to do jobs like that. Why are you treating people like trash? I know there are people who are going to try and get stuff out of the system and do this and do that, but do you have to treat everybody who walks through the door like they're those people? Like, why? So I was thinking that the other day about parking attendants. You know, it's a special breed of people, isn't it, that do that job as well. Even social services, special breed of people. Yes, you get the odd nice one, but anybody who can go into people's houses and take people's children away and treat the people like they're criminals, just because they're having a hard time in life. I just find these people, I don't know. Anyway, I've got so much to say, but I don't know. I think I should just wrap up what I'm saying, because it's like I'll just go on and on and on. But it does remind me of this film. I don't know if you know that cult film called They Live. It has one of the longest street fight scenes where a man he finds these glasses, and when he puts these glasses on, he sees that these people are sort of like reptilians. These people are like David Icke style. These people are like, they're all, we're all brainwashed under their sort of, their regime, and everything's a lie, and behind all the advertising lies a sick truth, of what they're really trying to get us to do or buy into. I really feel like we are, and then there's this fight scene where this white guy, he's trying to get his black friend to put on these glasses, because he says, if you put on these glasses, you're going to see what this world is really like. And he won't put them on. He's like, don't be stupid, I don't want to put them on, basically. And they have this big, massive fist fight and punch out fight. And eventually, after all the fight, he gets the glasses on his friend, and he goes, oh my gosh, and he starts to see all the crap. And that's what this world is like. You literally have got some really wicked people in this world. I know that I give the benefit of the doubt to a lot of them, because it's a hard world and we're stressed, right? But some are so wicked, and we saw that in COVID. We saw the whole COVID pandemic, rubbish, crap, scamdemic. We saw how people turned against others, how all the bullies came out the woodwork and had always wanted to bully, and there was their chance to shine. 2 meters please, mate, stand back. They're just horrible people. I don't know, I don't know how God even loves us, I don't know how he does. I think I just thought about that just then, because I spent years as a Christian, and even though the last 3 years I really haven't behaved like it, I don't know how God loves us. We are despicable at times, and even the best of us got issues, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, comment, of course, like, of course, subscribe. I've been trying to build this channel, but I kind of gave up a while ago, if you haven't noticed. I started posting thinking I'm gonna maybe live off YouTube. Maybe YouTube will be the thing that helps me get out of my rut. But then I realized, you know what, you'd have to be posting all the time, you'd have to be relevant, you'd have to be this, you'd have to be that. You know what, maybe not. But yeah, I will tune in with you all soon. I will try and make it a bit more regular. I always say that, but I will. Sometimes I've got things to say. Not that anybody really should care, because who am I? But, I find that the only way we can really use YouTube now is just being real and talking like this and sharing stories. What do you guys think? Anybody on Universal Credit? Anyone spoken to like that? Anyone think I'm just a bum for actually needing help, and I should have achieved more at this point in my life? I don't know, which is fair enough. Anyway, I'll be in touch soon, guys, and thank you for listening. Bye.